Coming up in today's video, we're taking a look at a variety of stories, including WWE spoiling major plans. Also, in addition to that, we cannot ignore the fact that there is a new trademark that WWE has filed for, which, by the way, I think this is going to be a pretty big debut. And we are going to talk about some confusion surrounding WWE Monday Night Raw. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. Even if I'm traveling, I'm going to keep you guys updated. Let's talk about WWE Raw. We've talked about this a little bit before, but now there's a little bit more confusion because WWE is apparently changing the start times to WWE Raw again. So there's some clarification coming from Fightful Select. WWE Raw tonight is going to kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is obviously a relatively big deal. Normally it starts at 8 o'clock, right? And WWE's kind of been doing this as part of a trial with Netflix to ensure that they can obtain good amount of viewership despite competing with, the NFL, which, let's be real, is a very, 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 very major competitor to WWE. And sometimes I laugh at it because I used to think maybe at one point they probably would leave Monday nights because of the competition. In addition to that, October 6th, October 20th, and October 27th, WWE will then move back to its usual 8 p.m. time slot. Now, the reason for that is because of the viewers on the West Coast who then would have to watch the show at like 4 p.m. Pacific time. I know, it's weird, but I get it. October 15th, the schedule will flip in the other direction with Raw beginning at 8 a.m. Eastern, and that's because of Australia, because WWE will be going to Crown Jewel. So, what does that mean? Well, I think it's a lot of confusion. I think WWE is probably going to lose viewership, in all honesty. I can't imagine. I mean, that's the thing. The flexibility with the Netflix deal, I genuinely believe, is going to cause WWE to be put in a position where they're just going to lose viewers naturally. If you're doing an episode of Raw at 8 a.m., dude, you're not going to get people watching on a Monday morning. It's just not going to happen. It's problematic, but that is the flexibility with Netflix. And I kind of understand where WWE stands with it, and I understand why they do it, but I don't think this is productive for them in any capacity. And maybe that's where the confusion stems from. The idea of trying 7 p.m. Eastern, honestly, is not a bad idea. I don't fault them for it. They've seen some results for it too, but I'm shaking my head because honestly, I just feel like it's too much confusion. You are confusing your viewers. The thing about WWE is it's always kind of been the same time for a very, very, very long time. You've conditioned people to watch it at a certain time. The Netflix deal surely pays a lot of money, but is it really worth it? And I think that's a very big question mark, and I think I'm very valid for questioning that. That brings us to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen, PJ Vasa. All right, who is this? Well, WWE has obviously filed for this trademark. It's a brand new ring name. This was done on September 28th. Late last night, it became revealed that WWE has trademarked the name PJ Vasa. And right now, the belief is that it is for, in fact, a debuting wrestler. It's not somebody being repackaged. Now, granted, WWE could technically repackage somebody. That's always a possibility. Wouldn't be shocked to see WWE do that either. However, with rumors circulating about new signings, then we saw the confirmation of some new signings. I genuinely believe this is going to be one of the UK talent, one of the European signings. Maybe it's Mike DeVecchio. Maybe it's Zozea. We don't really have confirmation, but WWE is clearly, they're clearly planning a debut. Now, is the name PJ Vasa a good one? I think it's subjective. I think name changes kind of suck, but I understand why WWE does it, right? So I'm kind of in a little bit of a different situation than most people. I understand why WWE does it. For the most part, it doesn't really bother me. But is it really necessary? And I ask this question because I know the answer to it is yes. It is necessary. WWE wants to own the intellectual properties surrounding all of the characters on television. I understand that, and I don't blame them for it. But at the same time, too, I can't sit here and act like it's a freaking amazing name. And then it leads me to a point that I have previously made on this channel, which is I do think the person makes the name doesn't make the person. A perfect example of this is Braun Breaker. As you guys know, Braun Breaker, it was rumored to be named Rex Steiner. That didn't happen. He didn't get the Steiner name. The Braun Breaker name was heavily criticized, and nobody cares. The same could be said, about Walter. Walter went from Walter to Gunther, and that was obviously met with a lot of criticism as well. A lot of people argue, why change the name? Why is this even a thing? I understand why people have this response to it. But in my humble opinion, I think it's all on the talent to make it work. I know that's not a popular opinion, but whoever this PJ Vasa is, likely is going to be a top player in NXT. Whoever is debuting from Europe, probably going to be treated like a big deal, because that's what WWE needs to do. With Ricky Saints now beating Obafemi, you got to start stacking the deck as far as main event talent goes. PJ Vasa, it's a name. Whoever it is should be interesting, and I'll obviously keep you guys updated along the way, so stay tuned for that. And that brings us to our final topic. WWE has basically spoiled a major storyline that they're working on, and I honestly kind of thought it was silly, but this is what WWE does, because if you go on WWE.com, they did a little recap for NXT No Mercy, which was an incredible, fun PLE. Very good booking. Very, very good stuff. But as you guys know, Lainey Reed was not part of the show because of injury. So then they have a mystery attacker who goes after Lola Vice, and that becomes a thing where you can't see who the person is. You can't see the identity at all. It's fully covered. Then WWE.com says it was Lainey Reed, which WWE was kind of weird for that because it wasn't revealed to be Lainey Reed. Now, physically speaking, it probably wasn't Lainey Reed, right? Because she's injured. But the big reveal will probably be Lainey Reed. So WWE flat out spoiled the plans. The reason why this is a big deal is that means that Lainey Reed would be the replacement for Jasmine Nix, who is no longer part of Fatal Attraction or Fatal Influence or whatever. I always get Toxic Attraction and Fatal Influence confused. I think you guys know exactly where I'm coming from with that, but that is the truth. So I ain't gonna lie to you guys. WWE messed up big time there, especially because this is a group that is heavily rumored to be a very big deal to WWE. This is a group that WWE sees long-term success with going to the main roster. I'm cool with it being Lainey Reed. She's been very impressive. So I don't have a problem with that in the slightest, but I am very curious to see what WWE does here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm very curious, and I want to see how they make up for it, because spoiling it on your website is a huge mistake. And I don't know how many of you guys actually use WWE.com, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, I do. So I'm probably not the only person who saw it, and that's my point. WWE spoiling plans is a big no-no. You can't be doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.